expectations of women in the workforce have changed significantly over the last 60 to 70 years. From the early hardships faced among working women during World War II to the modern working women of today, much progress has been made, yet similarities and hardships still exist today. We will gain a better understanding of the past and present dynamics of women in the workforce, and therefore gain insight into the progress and ongoing effort to achieve workplace equality. First, we will explore the historical context of women's roles in the workplace during World War II. Next, we will discuss the current challenges of women in the workforce, and finally, we will examine the positive progress that has been made toward women's rights and equality in the workplace. Let's begin by exploring the hardships of women during World War II. Life during the 1940s held many challenges for women. The expectation for women during this time was to work mostly within the home, prioritizing domestic roles such as cooking, cleaning, and child rearing were to come first, and employment outside the home was secondary. According to the website of National World War II Museum in New Orleans, when men were called to join and serve within the armed forces, it was then that women were able to begin working in areas outside the home. In order to recruit women for factory jobs, the government created a propaganda program centered on a figure known as Rosie the Riveter. Therefore, a common job for women at this time was to become a Rosie. Rosies were women who worked in factories and shipyards to produce ammunition, planes, ships, tanks, and other war supplies. According to the U.S. Department of Defense, during World War II, approximately 5 million civilian women worked as Rosies. Women on the home front worked in defense plants, learned to fix cars, and do finance. Though women were beginning to work outside the home, they were experiencing inequality when it came to wages. Women were paid significantly less than that of men for the same amount of work or same job tasks. According to strikingwomen.org, a website developed by Dr. Stan Anthet of the University of Lincoln and Professor Ruth Pearson of the University of Leeds, women's pay during World War II was 53% of the pay that the men they had replaced would receive. When war ended, many women were fired from their factory jobs and forced to return working within the home. Their jobs became men jobs again. Now that we have explored the roles and expectations of women during World War II era, let's discuss the current challenges facing women in today's workforce. Unequal pay continues to be a challenge. According to a 2022 American Community Survey conducted by the National Women's Law Center, U.S. women who work full-time are paid significantly less than U.S. men who work full-time. In fact, women make 84 cents to every dollar paid to men. The National Women's Law Center describes another challenge modern working women encounter, known as the glass ceiling. This phenomenon refers to the invisible barriers women face while trying to succeed and move upward in the workplace. This invisible ceiling prevents them from reaching any top leadership position within their profession. According to FemalStrong.org, though women now make up nearly half the U.S. labor force, they make up less than 5% of CEOs and less than 10% of the top earners in Fortune 500 companies. In fact, of the 500 most profitable companies in the U.S., only 8.2% have women as CEOs. In addition to unequal pay and barriers to success, women also struggle with finding work-life balance. Women are often expected to not only work full-time jobs outside the home, but also managing the home and often spouses and children as well. An October 22 article in Forbes magazine entitled "Support is the Work-Life Balance Women Need" states that working mothers are more likely than working fathers to assume responsibilities within the home, making the expectations for men and women lopsided. It also found that women do 50% more unpaid work at home than men, and are therefore less satisfied with their work-life balance. Joan Williams, professor at the University of California Hastings College of Law and co-author of the book What Works for Women at Work, describes the challenge of the maternal wall, a gender bias that is triggered by motherhood. This is the idea that once women become mothers, there are negative assumptions that they are no longer competent or committed to their career. This bias also contributes to the struggle for work-life balance because these negative feelings cause women to feel guilt for being a mother, not committing all their time and energy to their job, but also guilt for not just focusing all their time and energy on being a mother. Now that we have discussed the current challenges facing women in the modern workforce, finally, let's examine the positive progress that has been made towards women's rights and equality in the workplace. In years since World War II, significant strides have taken place. Through the creation of legislation aimed to address gender equality in the workplace, the Equal Pay Act has been vital in promoting equal opportunities. June 2023 marked the 60th anniversary of the Equal Pay Act, which was created to mandate equal pay for equal work. Additionally, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 aimed to stop employment discrimination on the basis of gender as well as other workplace equalities. These legislative initiatives were vital in promoting equal opportunities for women, challenging systematic biases, and providing a legal framework for combating gender discrimination in employment. The addition of several other legislatives, such as the Paycheck Fairness Act, has also been introduced in an attempt to strengthen the Equal Pay Act. This act continued the work being done to fix gender-based wage inequalities by improving pay transparency and promoting employer accountability. The Family Medical Leave Act has also been created, which has helped to address gender-based inequalities related to caregiving responsibilities. The evolution of society views and attitudes has also contributed to the positive progress that has been made. Today, there is an increased awareness of the importance of diversity in the workplace. More companies are beginning to not only recognize but value the unique contributions that women bring to the professional workplace. A diverse workforce fosters innovation, creativity, and a broader range of perspectives. This viewpoint has promoted organizations to prioritize gender equality. The evolving views and attitudes of society shows that progress has been made in changing traditional gender stereotypes in the workplace, and instead fostering a workplace culture that values and celebrates the contributions of women. From the early hardships faced among working women during World War II to the hardships faced by modern working women of today, many changes have been made. Today, we gain a better understanding of the past and present dynamics of women in the workforce and therefore gain insight into the progress and ongoing effort to achieve workplace equality. First, we explored the historical context of women's roles in World War II. Next, we discussed the current challenges of women in the workforce, and finally, we examined the positive progress that has been made towards women's rights and equality in the workplace. Over the last 70 years, the roles and expectations of women in the workforce have changed significantly and will continue to evolve for years to come.